Adversity, withstanding adversity. It's something we've talked about all season, something the Bulls could not get through. Things wouldn't go their way, they would get their heads down, they would lose focus, get into that mentality of here we go again, we're gonna lose another one that we should have won, but couldn't close. The Bulls have finally figured out how to play through adversity. To not give up on a play, to keep battling even when the momentum has shifted, although there were some mental lapses there down the stretch, which I'll get to maintain the same level of energy for the whole 48 minutes, or in this instance, 58 minutes. Keep pushing, keep fighting, playing with that sense of urgency that we keep talking about. And you saw it tonight in a double overtime win over the Philadelphia 76ers, ending not only the Sixers' 8-game winning streak, but ending the undefeated streak of Joel Embiid playing against the Chicago Bulls. He was 12-0 going into tonight playing against the Bulls. Bulls put a stop to that, which I've been waiting for that day because Joel's been super cocky about it, as we all know. I like Embiid, respect his game, dude is a superstar and likely this year's MVP, but nah, shut that streak down. And this was a big win for the Bulls in so many respects because, one, it adds to even more separation between them and the Wizards, but now they're also just a half game back behind the Raptors and a full game back of the Atlanta Hawks for the 8th seed. But more importantly, winning a game like this, which was their third in a row, coming into Philadelphia, a team that has been red hot. Embiid has been playing out of his mind during their 8-game winning streak. To come in and beat the hottest team in basketball is such a big boost to their overall confidence that, hey, they can beat anybody. They can beat anybody if they stay focused, keep pushing the pace, playing in transition, actually putting up more threes, even though the Bulls were terrible shooting from deep tonight. Play some strong defense, get into the lane, draw contact, get to the line. Oh, and actually utilizing Vucevic as well, actually finding Vuce when mismatches are on him. When the Sixers had to switch on certain possessions and they found Tobias Harris on Vuce, he feasted. Did some up and unders, working him in the low post. The Bulls just need to play to their strengths, know what works for them, and stick to it. A few callouts that has been different for the Bulls, and you saw it again tonight as well. First of all, DeMar losing that ball in regulation, setting up for the game winner that would have otherwise been demoralizing for these guys, and you would see them come out flat in overtime. Happened again in the first overtime. DeMar DeRozan got a good look, although I was hoping he would get a more efficient shot than just a very deep two. Got a good look though, missed. And if you're the Bulls, knowing you're coming so close to stealing a win in Philly, and you have to fight through another 5 minutes when you had the win in your grasp, then double overtime, Embiid gets fouled out early. In my mind, that's it, the game's over. Sixers aren't going to be able to win without Embiid. But then Sixers somehow find a bit of energy, a sense of pride that, hey, they can win this, let's win it for Joel. They score on back-to-back possessions, and the Bulls have pretty poor possessions on their end. Sixers go up 4, 105-101. If this was earlier in the season, I don't see the Bulls fighting back, getting stops, and winning the game. Granted, they probably wouldn't have even found themselves in double overtime against the Sixers and would have just lost in regulation, but this is kind of been a new Bulls team since the All-Star break. Down 4, about 2 minutes left to go, and they don't even let the Sixers score after that. DeMar comes up with 2 big buckets. Bulls had that incredible stop and defensive play where you had Derrick Jones Jr. sky high for the block on Harden going for the tie, and they come away with the win. Harden, by the way, was absolutely awful tonight. I mean, yeah, he had 12 assists, 7 rebounds. He was impacting the offense, but 2 for 14 shooting, 0 for 6 from 3, 5 points, a minus 11 in box plus minus. Dude has really struggled against the Bulls for the last 2 to 3 seasons, it seems. Give guys like Patrick Beverley, Dosunmu, Derrick Jones Jr., and Coby White credit. They played great defense on him. Now, obviously, this was another game dominated by the Bulls' big three, but before I get into those guys, I don't think you can understate just how important Derrick Jones Jr. was coming off the bench. Derrick Jones Jr., for a guy whose role has kind of been all over the place this season, in the rotation, out of the rotation, didn't play in this game until the end, dude stays ready to play and had one of the biggest defensive possessions of his season to secure a win for the Bulls, not to mention the fact that he also had 10 points and 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. Billy opted to go with Derrick Jones Jr. over Drummond for some backup minutes, which I thought was interesting because you kind of want someone bigger to back up Vucevic when going up against Embiid, but it worked out for the Bulls. Also, it was really good to see Javonte Green back. I know he only played 9 minutes, but even in those limited minutes, he was impacting the court, doing a little bit of everything on defense. But anyway, the big three tonight. Coming up big for the Bulls in this one. I mean, in general, DeMar and Zach weren't as efficient from the field as we've seen from them. DeMar was 10 for 22, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals, but hit those big shots in overtime that propelled the Bulls to the win. Zach Lavine, 8 for 20, but 26 points because of his ability to get to the free throw line. Love to see him still attacking the basket with purpose. His outside shot wasn't falling, though, compared to the last time he played in Philadelphia and went 11 for 13 from deep. Tonight, just 2 for 9. And man, that turnover in the final seconds of double overtime. Zach just got careless with the ball, wasn't paying attention. The Sixers got the steal from behind. I damn near lost my mind on that turnover. Thank God for Derrick Jones Jr. on the other end to swat that ball out of the air, which led to the Sixers fouling the Bulls and the Bulls winning the game. Vucevic was pretty key tonight because normally when you see him go up against a guy like Embiid, he just gets worked, which is the case for a lot of centers when you're going up against Embiid. But he was actually very methodical and selective for when to take the ball in and put up shots. He took advantage of mismatches, like I mentioned, wasn't taking a lot of threes, which is good. Shot 8 for 12, finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 steals. Who says Vucevic doesn't play defense? You know, it is a little surprising the Bulls won this game because they didn't shoot the ball particularly well, especially from 3, 7 for 33 from downtown. The ball movement wasn't as good as we saw the other night against the Miami Heat, and they got outworked on the glass, getting out-rebounded 54-42 in total. But the difference maker in this one was actually the Bulls' defense. And you have to give Patrick Williams and Patrick Beverley a ton of credit because although they didn't have the best nights on offense, they were incredibly active on the defensive end that got the Bulls a ton of stops, staying on guys like Harden and Tobias Harris to prevent them from getting hot. They let Joel Embiid do his thing because it's hard to stop him, but limiting their second and third options is where it counts. Great defense from the Bulls tonight and good enough offense to come away with the W. Anyway, Bulls are coming back to the United Center to play the Sixers again on Wednesday. I've actually got Adam and Mean coming on the channel tomorrow, guys, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, as always, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.